Hello and welcome to this video. So this video is a little bit different. As you can see, I don't share my screen. No. Okay, I have my computer. Yes. But it's just myself. Hello. So I'm so happy to be right here with you, just in front of me. Wow, that's so, like, it makes me feeling quite happy actually, because I love sharing my point of view. I love just, everything I can share and anything you can learn from me. It makes my day. And in today's video, I will speak to you about commit messages, the AI commit messages, the auto commit messages, and why I am not really into it. So on Cursor, on most, if not all of the AI-driven code editors, the AI code-driven code editors such as Cursor, of course, such as Windsurf, and all of the others. I don't mention IntelliJ with Genio because you can have IntelliJ, just IntelliJ, WebStorm, you can have PHP Storm, you can have, any of the code editors from JetBrains. They are just normal code editors, so that's different. VS Code as well, you need GitHub Copilot. Maybe soon in a few months, maybe they will Copilot will be by default, and it wouldn't be a surprise. But if you have those extensions, you are so tempted to generate commit messages. Yes, and why do I believe it's not good? Because those commit messages, you can see they are quite generic. And usually we would generate all of our code, not really looking into it. And they contain a lot of different changes, a bunch of changes. And then we click here, boom, generate this commit, and we commit. And so we don't know what happened. It's so hard to debug. It's so hard to maintain a code base with such a bad, it's really like unproductive at all, a way of coding, because after we end up with non-working branches. I'm working on the feature branch. I'm doing crazy. I just AI, and then nothing is working, and I don't know what happened. Even though I'm an engineer, I don't know, because I didn't look at it. And if I force myself to commit any changes, and if I force myself to have a specific pattern about how do I write commit messages, I will be forced to look at the changes. As simple as this. Because if I have a specific framework about how I write commit messages, and I will show you that framework in a minute, I need to know what happened, and I need to commit only a few changes. It is true that with those AI tools, you can just add a few files, you can regenerate your commit message, and so it includes just for a few files. But the commit messages are still very generic. It's usually about the file names and so on, and so far we cannot mention specific prompts, specific instructions. In Cursor you have the Cursor rules. In VS Code you have the instructions. For commit messages it doesn't have that. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't. So I will go to my browser here. I will go to my GitHub and I will show you my rules. And by following these rules, you will be forced to commit just a few files to understand what happened, what AI did. And then you may see, why Copilot did this? Why, Claude, GPT have done that. This is so weird, and this will not work, because you need to look for knowing what kind of commit message you will write. So on my GitHub profile, I will go to Git, outstanding Git message. I have also an article on dev.to if you are interested, to learn more about it, dev.to. And so that's my framework. The Git message, commit message play a big role, really super important in understanding every change. So your Git messages, your commit messages should be in the present tense, short, clear, and explicit. They should clearly say what happened as well as the reason, the motivation behind it. Otherwise, you have no clue. Like you see some changes you have done here, but if they, okay, I can see that AI mentioned a message, but if I don't know the reason behind it, why that person wanted to do that change, I don't have much understanding. So it's really important to mention the reason, the motivation behind it, especially if you work in a team, like a remote team, where you don't really have an office. Ask yourself, what are the changes done for? Why did you do what you did? In short, it is the explanation that we don't necessarily see